A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon keep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Rogue Knight I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock myself?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The dungeon labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
Presentation.
There we go. Have to push the button about 5 times, but finally it works. And finally, we're ready to go chase racing. Here with the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series. Welcome to Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Round number 1 of 5 of the postseason for our final season of Max V coverage here on Turn 200. It's Tommy Cook. It's Joshua Motichek, partner. Had a lot of interesting goings on, not just last week, but for the first 15 rounds. But now it is time to go for the final 5.
I think interesting is only the beginning. I am super excited for chase racing. This final 5 schedule is definitely a unique one for the chase, but super excited. I mean, it's anybody's game.
It certainly is, and we'll help illustrate that point by showing you the standings coming into tonight. Yeah. We're tied at 2,000. There's one thing we need to point out, and this was a mistake of mine from last week. You'll notice that one driver that we said was quote-unquote safe is not in this lineup, and that is Joshua Fracker. One name that is here is Rob Haynes. So Rob Haynes snuck into the top 20 in points at the end of Richmond last week. He had a win at Talladega, had only started 11 races, but just barely got himself into the top 20 in the points, and that puts him into the chase per league rules. So congrats to Rob. It's very unfortunate for Joshua Fracker. You and I were talking about before the break, or before the broadcast went on air, that we thought he was going to do good things in this postseason. But regardless, everybody of these 12 are on even footing coming into tonight. Some drivers with some momentum, some drivers with not so much momentum. Who is sticking out to you from this field?
I got to go with Jared Wishon. I mean, he said last week, after what feels like his 20th podium on the season, that he didn't think he had what it took to be in the contention for the championship, and I think he's wrong, and I think he's going to prove himself wrong.
Not quite 20 podiums on the season, but he does have 6 and 4 in a row. I mean, he is absolutely on fire. So is Justin Michael, 5 wins on the season, including last week at Richmond. He is on a roll coming into the postseason. Some drivers that are sort of on their back foot, or at least flat-footed a bit. Scott Patton, Dakota Floyd. Floyd coming off his second worst finish of the season last week. And James Lehman overcame a lot last week, to say the very least. He made himself chase eligible with a start last week, but he will have to start from the pits here this evening, so that will be quite interesting. Also interesting are the conditions in which we're going to go racing here this evening. You'll notice that the sun is going down, but actually the sun is coming up. As we transition to the track for qualifying, things are very interesting. There's a lot of things that I love on this channel. I don't know if there's anything I love more than a sunrise race, underrated aspect of iRacing, underutilized on the ovals. And glad we get to showcase another sunrise race here on Turn 200. We'll be watching our chase drivers particularly closely as they come out for their one qualifying lap. And I do want to apologize to everybody. I am sick. Doing my best to power through it. Doesn't sound as pretty as it usually does, if it sounds pretty at all. So apologies for that. You'll see Rob Haynes right now. He was fastest in practice. He's won here before in Max V, and he has got provisional pole. Scott Patton on the outside of the front row, looking for Justin Michael. He, I believe, spun it out on his outlap and has not made it back out onto the track yet. So we're watching Billy Bumgardner. We'll switch over after that to James Lehman and then to Nathan Carroll. They are all out on the track. But the Bumgardner's lap is in the books. And where did he go? He went third. Great qualifying effort for Billy Bumgardner. Here comes James Lehman into the tri-oval. Lehman is good on the 1.5 miles, and we'll see where he is going to put his qualifying lap. He'll go to second. Excellent lap for him. Here comes Nathan Carroll into the tri-oval. And Carroll's lap is in the books, and Nathan Carroll will jump to 8th quickest. Justin Michael is back out onto the track, not on the clock yet. As he crosses the stripe, he will be ready to time in here at Las Vegas. .33 drivers. And Michael is going to be cutting it very close. There's only going to be a few seconds left on the clock before he is done with his lap. Michael will be looking for his 6th pole of the season, and he gets it. 28th of his career, off of the back of his 21st career victory. Nobody else out on track, and time is about to expire as we say hello to Zach Magris, Bailey Motichek, and Daniel Carroll. The Wildish Motorsports Ventures gang had an exciting announcement this week with some driver lineup changes for next season. They're very much looking forward to that, and we are very much looking forward to going postseason racing. Kicking it off here tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. It's the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series Chase. And with his 6th pole of the season, it's Justin Michael who will lead the field to the green flag. Rob Haynes, very fast in practice, a previous winner here at Las Vegas. He'll line up on the outside pole with James Lehman and Scott Patton, teammates and chasers on row number 2. Chasers, likewise, great qualifying run for Billy Bumgardner. Jared Wishon looking for his 5th consecutive podium. Still looking for that first victory. It may very well come tonight. Dakota Floyd, 28th last week at Richmond for the defending series champion. He has a lot to overcome here this evening with Gino Morrow. Similarly, coming off his worst finish of the season last week, starting in the 8th position. Nathan Carroll and Joshua Fracker round out your top 10 starters. Heath Smith and Kyle Stewart. Then on row number 6, Omar Rodriguez and Aiden Young back for the first time in a long time. 069 starts in 14th. Brandon Groover and Tyler Granat on row number 8. It's Rod Minton, Ryan Nardone, Matt Sisler, and Logan Murray coming off a career best finish last week. Will start in the 20th position. Greg Malb way back there in P21. It's Alex Allen to his outside, Parker Donaldson and Jack Watts on row number 12. Greg Parmalee and Brad Slagle on row 13. David Rigsby, Zachary Groover on the 14th row. Chris Sargent and Trent Drum make up row number 15. Matt Rodolasso, Bill Paradise is back, and Mike Milfeld Jr. will start in 33rd after matching his season best finish last week at Richmond. Taking a look at the weather conditions, 86 degrees out there on the track. We expect those temperatures to absolutely spike before too much longer. As we turn it over to Joshua Motichek with our tricks of the trade and our rules of the race here for the evening.
So as far as everything goes, we are on normal schedule. 3 extra sets of tires, no fast repairs. Incident limits stand. 16x is a drive-through, 21 is a disqualification. 70% fuel should put the pit window around lap 33. 100 laps is the full distance for the race with the stage break at the end of lap 30. So even though we do have all of your normal information, this race will be anything but normal.
Certainly will. You see all these drivers pulling down. Those are all the drivers that have penalties from last week. And there are a lot of them. James Lehman is in there. Alex Howland is in there. Dakota Floyd is dropping to the back. So is Kyle Stewart. Omar Rodriguez from a couple of weeks ago. So a handful of drivers have some work to do ahead of the race distance here this evening.
Lots of shuffling going to be done here very early. Vegas runs very pack-like for about 5 laps and then separates very quickly.
Under the rising sun, we come to the Tri-Oval to kick off the chase for 2025 Season 2. It's the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series at Las Vegas, and it's green.
Good start for Justin Michael, able to just nose ahead out in front of the 199 of Rob Haynes.
A blink in there for Jared Wishon, no matter, as he'll be in the 6th position headed down the backstretch. Rob Haynes from the outside pole will lead the field back to the stripe. 1 complete, 99 to go. Patton and Bumgarner battling for 3rd. As Michael going to take a dive down low for 1st. Oh, and there goes Rob Haynes. Haynes around. What a great save and a great scramble by the field to not make that situation any worse than it could have been. As Haynes goes for a spin here on lap number 2, running in the 2nd position. Just as we're settling in there for maybe the long run, the field has other ideas. Let's go to the far chase here. Still in that awkward phase. Normally it's on the other end of the day where it's not quite bright enough in the sky to illuminate the track, and the lights quite are turned off at this point rather than on. Oh, and there is some net code. I'm not saying they weren't going to hit anyway, but Patton and Haynes definitely had good old wiggle room in there. Let's take a look from the right front of Scott Patton. Yeah, and there's, a foot in there. And that's too bad for Rob Haynes. Let's try and find somebody that got a good look at this. I mean, look at the mad scramble. I mean, you've been a part of many of these where somebody towards the front of the field gets turned and you have no idea what's happening.
You just kind of start dipping and diving.
And one more time, this time kickpot cam with Rob Haynes. Now that is awesome. That's wheeling and dealing right there. Good stuff from the 199. Unfortunately, That will put him straight to the back of the field, as it will be him and Trent Drum, the only two drivers to come down pit road here under the caution. No Mike Milfelt in the lineup, or rather on the track at this moment. So 32 drivers took the green, 30 of them on the track. Two chasers running 29th and 30th. That's Jack Watts and James Lehman after having to start at the back of this field. Of course, Rob Haynes will join them back there. Hello to your most recent Las Vegas winner, Charlie Widener. Hello to Hayden Palumbo hanging out with us. Duca Luca is here, cheered on Wildish. So is AJ Marshall. Kyle Kabash is here as well. Saying attaboy for Rob. Attaboy indeed, you know. That's, I fancy myself maybe not as a good driver, but certainly as a good saver. And that was a good save if there ever was one. Checking the front end of the 46 of Scott Patton. The one thing you don't want here, like you mentioned, it's not going to be quite very packy, but it is going to be fast. You do not want aero damage here. The front of this 46 truck looks okay. Yes, a great bit of Turn 200 lore happened in the confines of Las Vegas. Maybe our forever number one moment. It's close. It was certainly the moment of the year last year. Charlie Widener winning the race after being 5 laps down here at Las Vegas. I mean, it's a top 3 moment for sure. Is it the top moment? I think it might be. Maybe it depends on the day. There have been a couple real wild ones.
I'm very interested to see that list.
One day. In the meantime, though, we're coming to the restart here on lap number 6. Justin Michael and Scott Patton now on the front row. Jared Wishon and Billy Bumgardner will line up on row 2. Gino Morrow and Nathan Carroll now on the third row. Back to green.
Very good start for Justin Michael. Almost too good of a start, as he is miles ahead rolling down into turn 1.
You talk about the bump draft pack tactics, if you will. You definitely don't want to get too big of a jump. If this is going to pack up, he's going to get steamrolled. But he leads the field into turn number 3. Man, lots of jockeying and jostling further back as Fracker tries to get to the bottom. And Rod Mitten takes the air off the nose. Heath Smith there as well. As meanwhile, for the lead, here's Patton to the inside. He's got it at the line, but can he get clear? Look at Nathan Carroll. He's found his way to the bottom. He's looking to challenge here for third and for the lead.
Nobody's going to run away with the race quite yet. However, very, very large determining factor watching this bottom run as fast as it is on the tire wear.
Man, and just as you say that, Patton gets a little bit light. Up the track he goes. Michael scoots around the outside. And it's now Nathan Carroll to the inside of Patton for second. Oh, and by the way, another week of insanely high RPMs that these trucks are not actually turning. It's audio glitch gate week 4, maybe?
Sounds about right.
Racing at Daytona in a couple weeks' time, but to get a little early preview right now as everybody is packed up. And how long do you expect this to last? We see a little bit of separation at the front. How long does it take for that sort of ripple effect to make its way through the field?
Probably not too much longer. We're already seeing this front kind of spread out a little bit. They aren't running quite as close together through the corners either as well. Boy, Nathan Carroll and Bumgarner almost tapping doors, rolling down into turn 3.
Right on board with Joshua Fracker. He gets a good look at all the chaos here. Is now some drivers starting to make it down into the flat on the tri-oval. A little bit more single-filed up front. Pat was able to get clear of Carroll. Carroll tucks in line in third. Gino Morrow, Billy Bumgarner. As hello to Alyssa Marshall and Race Day Mobile Detailing and Coatings and Robin Motichek as well. Carroll.
3 wide further back.
Oh, boy. Oh, man, that was tight. That was Heath Smith there on the bottom. He'll pull out of it. Wishon gets ahead. Bumgarner now to the outside. Rod Mitten is looking to take it 3 wide now.
Carroll underneath of Patton at the line.
Nice run out of turn 4 for the 63 truck, and he'll look to the inside of Patton trying to reclaim second. More 3 wide towards the back end of the top 10. Ooh, Carroll clipped the apron there, and he's into Patton. Patton into the wall, saves it. But that was Carroll making contact there with the white line that shoved that truck up the track and in to the left rear quarter panel of Scott Patton. Patton down to 18th, and the bleeding has not stopped yet. Meanwhile, Carroll has fallen back to 6th. He's stuck on the outside. Gino Morrow is now in second, and it's a 9-10 second advantage for Justin Michael. It can happen that quick. Wishon in third, Heath Smith in fourth, Rod Mitten battling for fifth with Carroll now rallying down the outside. Go ahead.
That is not what any of these Trace drivers want to see, is Justin Michael with a lead.
No, definitely not. Patton has started the climb once again, but he'll have some right side damage. He's up to 17th now. We'll try and see if we can pinpoint where this one starts specifically. And we'll go ahead and try and sneak a peek here. I mean, it's already happened. I don't think Carroll actually got onto the apron as bad as I thought he did. I just think that's more net code. Again, not saying that they wouldn't have made contact, but there was a foot of space between those two. So I have no idea what's going on there. But that's twice for Scott Patton. Once it's been, I guess you could say, his fault. The other one was not. But again, there was no contact in either of those. So now we see the pack tactics sort of working, or trying to work anyway, as Jared Wishon is basically shoving Gino Morrow around. But they are losing time to Justin Michael still. Michael is unconcerned. He's 1 1/4 seconds away from the pack.
Single file through the top 5. Further back for the top 10, 3 wide. Tyler Granat, Sisler, Maul.
And here's a lunge for second. Jared Wishon underneath of Gino Morrow, the 17 on the 71. And Wishon is clear. Heath Smith with a little bit of contact there to the inside of Morrow as they jockey for third. If Carroll's still riding there in fifth, has got a good look at it. Stage break in 12 laps. You see these drivers start to migrate up the track just a little bit as Smith slides across the nose of the 63. And Carroll now will try and hug the white line again in 3 and 4, but Smith with enough momentum to hang on to fourth. Some drivers on the outside of stage points right now. Greg Mall is in the 11th. Billy Bumgardner is in 13th. Scott Patton and James Lehman 16th and 17th. Dakota Floyd in 19th. Kyle Stewart and Rob Haynes 21st and 22nd. Jack Watts back in 28th. They are battling hard in front of Scott Patton. That is Ryan Nardone and Logan Murray. Nardone, another chaser. Nardone at 1 point, the points leader this season. Clear for 14th. As you mentioned a moment ago, Matt Sisler and Tyler Granat. Granat looks like he was going to be a part of the chase field at one point this season. Missed a chunk of races in the middle. And Matt Sisler, part-time this season, but was in the chase last season. And again, they're nearly 3 wide with Brandon Groover, as Groover's rim riding around Las Vegas. Let's jump back up here to Heath Smith and Gino Morrow, 2 non-chasers battling for the 3rd position.
Closing in on the stage lap after lap, Justin Michael with 1.5 second gap over Jared Wishon in second. Wishon has about a half a second back to Gino Morrow.
Yeah, it
who
is
is now clear for 3rd.
Big lead for Justin Michael. That is not under any sort of threat whatsoever. Not sure if we said hello to Real Everton or not. Nathan Carroll rides in 5th. Give a call to another driver from the chase last season, Rod Mitten. That's made intermittent appearances this season. He's up in the 6th position. Currently, Joshua Fracker behind him in 7th. Sisler, Granat, and now Mall is in 10th.
Mall doing his best to pick up as many points as he can.
Mall's going to have to fight off Brandon Groover here, but he'll be looking to overtake Sisler or Granat for position, trying to get himself off the bubble. A little bit further back, Dakota Floyd has gotten through on James Lehman for position, and now Lehman going to be fighting back. Again, this is outside of the stage points bubble. They are really tight with Logan Murray there in the 444. And now 3 wide they go. Oh, and some contact again. Scott Patton is right here. Three to go in the stage. We'll jump back up to Fracker in Mitten. Fracker up to 6th now. And Mall going to be working on Granat. And Granat is working on Sisler, and they nearly were working each other over.
Comes Mall now to the outside of Granat.
And Sisler and Fracker again side by side, or rather Mitten and Fracker side by side. That's going to punch a little bit of a bigger hole in the air.
Mitten with the crossover. Sparks is... Sisler's into the wall off the corner.
Final lap of the stage. Battle for third ongoing once again between Morrow and Smith. Jared Wishon is in second. But by 1.7 seconds, Justin Michael leads the stage. And out of turn number 4, he will officially be the points leader with the completion of the stage here at Las Vegas. 2010. What a year. And that's how many points Justin Michael has. And if you tell me how old you were in 2010, I'm going to scream because I don't want to hear it.
Take a guess.
2.
No, I'm not that young.
Sorry, 2.5.
Closer. I was 7.
Oh, God. That makes me want to puke. Congratulations. Michael Wishon, Morrow, Smith, Carroll, the top 5. Fracker, Mitten, Sisler, Granat, and Mall, the top 10.
So points on the board. Provisionally, your chase drivers are going to be Justin Michael, Jared Wishon, then Nathan Carroll.
And Mall, the only other chaser to get stage points, and it's only 1. Michael wins the race off. Jared Wishon out second. Morrow, Smith, and Carroll exactly how they came in. Fracker, Sisler, Granat, Mitten, Mall exactly how they came in. James Lehman will pick up a couple spots up to 12th. Ryan Nardone falls back to 14th. Dakota Floyd in 15th. And Scott Patton out 19th. You would imagine a couple extra seconds to get himself a little extra damage fixed. Rob Haynes came out ahead of Patton, but must have been busted for some kind of infraction as he had dropped all the way to the back once again. Breaking news in the chat. Duke Aluka is incredibly old, apparently. There's only one person that could be that old that I know of. And it would really be something if they were in the chat. Billy Bumgarner back down pit road. So was Matt Rodolasso. Interesting to see maybe how close we are to an optimal fuel number here. Coming to a restart on lap 34. Bumgarner, a chaser, back down to top off. Well, here's the duo that we've been sizing up for, I don't know, the last 10 weeks or so, realistically. Maybe a little bit less. Justin Michael, Jared Wishon. Can never escape each other in the running order. And here we are again. Lap 34 on the board this time. Michael with control. Wishon on the outside. Morrow, Smith, Carroll, Fracker the top 6. We're back underway. And a great start for the 87.
Yeah, it's going to pull this bottom line along very well. Wish I'm going to slide in there in third.
So move Gino Morrow up to the runner-up spot as they go side by side behind them. Oh, one driver loose on the inside. I think it was Brandon Groover. May have been a couple other drivers as well.
Up in the wall as well.
One Groover low, one Groover high.
Oh boy, I just caught a
to
glimpse of 4 wide down the front stretch.
And to the lead around the outside goes Gino Morrow. Morrow to the point. And in classic Justin Michael fashion. Oh, as we've got one driver off in the grass, Brad Slagle. Oh, boy, that is a huge pileup. Man, some hard shots in there. Zachary Groover's truck is destroyed. Billy Bumgarner leaving the scene of the accident as well. Could have some points implications. But this is caution at number 3. I think it's going to start with Brad Slagle. It may start in front of him, actually. Let's take a look. Oh, and it does start in front of him. Well, the first thing I saw was Brad Slagle in the grass, but Zachary Groover is getting tossed around like a beach ball before that. I think that was Zachary Groover anyway. Oh, it was. Oh, my goodness. What happened to the 27? So we just talked about both of the Groovers being in difficult spots the last lap. And this is Groover now. He's going to get loose and overcorrect it. Oh, and that wall just... He takes a hard shot off the wall and then loses it and takes a header in the tri-oval. And he's going to come right back down into the path of oncoming traffic. Narrow escape there for Dakota Floyd, Scott Patton, Kyle Stewart, some chasers. Oh, and that is Jack Watts. That is a big problem for him. Chris Sargent, Brad Slagle, Logan Murray, and Rob Haynes will have big-time damage. I'm sure the last thing you're expecting, if you're one of these chase drivers and you're way further back than you want to be, is a destroyed truck out in the middle of no man's land in the tri-oval. I mean, more big shots, as nobody was expecting this. Everybody just piling in. That's Bill Paradise. His truck is going to be destroyed. Take it back to live action now. A lot of drivers that were involved in that accident down pit road. Haynes, Howland, Bumgardner, Rodriguez, Jr., Drum, Watts, Rodolasso, Sargent, Paradise, Murray, Slagle, Parmalee, and, of course, Zachary Groover as well. Well, we caught that one in progress. And again, he's not actually turning 10,000 RPM. I mean, that's completely helpless. You have no engine. The engine is blown immediately, and the hood is flying up in your windshield. You know you've got traffic coming. I mean, what can you do?
Probably difficult to even tell what direction he was facing.
Yeah, honestly. As the Brits would say, I don't have a Scooby-Doo. Your guess is as good as mine. So you just did a race at Kansas Tuesday night. I would say Las Vegas, in terms of the mile and a half, it seems to be the outlier. It has a lot of its own trends and whatnot. But certainly the fuel calculations would have to be similar in a race that went primarily green at Kansas. I mean, you have a good idea of maybe some of the strategy that is seeing some of these drivers come back in and top off under this caution.
Yeah, as far as the few drivers that came in under the stage brake caution, I think that's definitely a top up with intention to make it a one stopper to the end. However, now that we've had this caution, I think that everyone else should also be able to make it to the end on one more stop as well.
So we'll see how a couple extra caution laps factor into the fuel number here. And also, how caution laps factor into the cautions. Because the cautions do breed cautions. Not just in Las Vegas, not just in Max V, but everywhere. These drivers could very well be in for it here, working our third caution of the night here. Coming to put lap 40 on the board. New leader, Gino Morrow. With a power move around the outside of Justin Michael. Michael, I'm sure, conserving a little tire, but you don't want to lose track position here at Las Vegas. See how hard he fights back for it. Morrow punches the gas. We're back at our way. Wishon trying to get to the inside of Michael. And they'll be even into one.
Wishon gonna get there. Carroll looking to follow suit.
See how much help Heath Smith is going to be down the backstretch here for Justin Michael. As the lines snake their way down the backstretch. Behind Gino Morrow, firmly in control by a couple of truck lengths. Wishon and Michael still side by side for second. Carroll and Smith side by side for fourth. Fracker and Sisler could be the X factors here, the non-chase drivers in the equation. I think Michael is going to get clear here on this top side, and he does. Oh, look out! Sisler around, and they're going to stack up.
Oh, there goes Dakota Floyd into the wall.
Oh, boy. Oh, that is a huge wreck. Sisler, I think, saves it. But unlike Rob Haynes on the second lap, everybody's going to get a piece of this one. Sisler was battling for a spot in the top 5 at the time. So, take a look here. Go to the far chase. I mean, Sisler is coming around right now.
Oh, boy.
And this is Nathan Carroll to his inside. Carroll about I don't even want to say a half lane, but he's actually loose before. Carroll gets a big shot from Joshua Fracker to try and get through. And as everybody's checking up, Granat into Mitten. Mitten gets it straightened out, but by that point, I mean, it's just such a big concertina. Kyle Stewart, there's Dakota Floyd, Brendan Groover, Parker Donaldson. That's Jack Watts again. Poor guy. Let's take a look here from Jack Watts' perspective. If this thing would listen to any input that I'm giving it, it would be fantastic. I mean, how many times I have to click the same button over and over and over again? Watts is going to escape this with minimal damage. That's great. For the scene that was in front of him, that's some good handiwork there. And as you would imagine, a lot of drivers came down pit road. Like most notably, probably Nathan Carroll. Did take a little damage there mainly from the shot from behind from Fracker. And again, it was either netcode that set that off with Matt Sisler to his outside, or Sisler was already coming around. Again, there was no contact, even though Carroll was a little bit higher on the track than the people around him on the bottom. There was no contact between those two trucks. Didn't I just say 2 cautions ago that Rob Haynes' truck was destroyed?
I think he did.
Oh, here he is in 10th. Looks fine. It's good, you know. I never want to count Rob Haynes out, especially not at Las Vegas.
I'd like to hire his pit crew.
His pit crew would have to be like my pit crew in real life. They, you know, less setup guys and more body shop guys. So Gino Morrow continues to set the pace. We mentioned last week was his worst finish at Max V. It's only 20th. Considering he hadn't finished outside of the top 10 before that, you know, it seems like he's taken the 20th place personally because he's up here leading the race. We'll go toe-to-toe with Justin Michael once again. Jared Wishon and now Heath Smith on row number 2. Smith starts to the inside. James Lehman and Tyler Granat now on row number 3. This is the highest that Lehman has been after the EOL penalty to start the evening. We're back to green. Wonder if we don't have some kind of server issue. We've seen 3 netcode accidents. Jared Wishon's been blinking all night. It's been very strange.
Definitely seems like there has to be something.
Well, I'm sure it'll make its presence known here again before too long. As things single file out front, Morrow leading Smith, Michael back to 3rd. Wishon and Lehman side by side for 4th. Here's Justin Michael going to the top rope once again.
Michael with a good run down the backstretch.
Clear on Smith down to the bottom, now eyeing Gino Morrow.
Big runs now as Justin Michael just set the fastest lap of the race.
Scott Patton is into the top 10. They were 3 wide there for the 9th position for just a split second with Haynes, Nardone, and Mull. It was actually for the 8th position. Patton with a low look, and he is clear on Granat right off the rip. So move Scott Patton to P6 and move Justin Michael to the inside of Gino Morrow. Oh, they are door to door.
Tight quarters as they roll off of 2. Michael has a slight advantage off the corner. Morrow with the momentum.
Smith waiting in the wings if these two get tangled up. Morrow will have a good run here through the tri-oval, but Michael leads it across the line. Michael, staying 3/4 of the lane off the bottom. Really crowding Morrow here. Forcing him to use his stuff up here on the top, and Morrow knows that he's trying to fight for every inch that he can. And he will finally give way. Maybe look for a little cross here in the tri-oval. Michael will leave that door open.
Oh, boy.
Man. Very aggressive. And Morrow gets it back. Michael now to cross.
Morrow going to look to do it again.
Michael this time thought maybe, I was going to say, he's going to squeeze a little bit more.
That is uncomfortably close.
Yes, it is. If nothing else, Morrow's making Michael use it up. Much to the delight, I'm sure, of Scott Patton, James Lehman, and Jared Wishon, who ride right behind their fellow chase contender and the current points leader. Heath Smith not racing for points, but he's racing against the wall as he gets to the outside of Morrow. Wishon and Lehman now behind a non-points blockade. We're watching Justin Michael drive away.
Morrow definitely burnt the tires up trying to defend that lead.
I think it's Rene Garcia in the chat, maybe, potentially. Certainly a friend of Alex Hallen's regardless. Hallen is on the outside of 3 wide right now, trying to hang on to the 11th position. And that is an uncomfortable spot to be in. Hallen now back to 13th and has to roll out of it. In the meantime, Wishon clear for second. Smith now rides in third. James Lehman all the way up to the wall. And Scott Patton now through on Gino Morrow. Here's Lehman on Smith for third, and he'll take it with a slider out of 4. Oh, but into the wall goes Lehman. And still keeps Smith boxed out. Oh, Morrow thought about 3 wide middle. Now he'll go 3 wide bottom. With Patton trying to advance, Morrow is trying to get back up. Maybe just a couple laps to cool those tires. And another push for the 71. Rob Haynes, Greg Mall battling for 7th. Oh, issues further back. Nathan Carroll has gone around, and he is towed back to the pits. And that might be Carroll's race over. We're still under green. Gonna wait to see how this Haynes-Mall battle shakes out in the short term. And Mall gonna tuck in line. Let's quickly take a look at the Carroll crash here. And oh boy, he is. That looked like a hardware issue. I don't know what else that could have been. That thing just went straight right. You can't blow a right front tire. That's either that or a monitor out. I don't know what else that could have been. That was very sudden. But that will certainly put Nathan Carroll on the bottom of the pile headed into Auto Club next week. Auto Club Martinsville, Daytona, and Homestead are the next 4 races in the chase. And the final 4 of Max V here on turn 200. Sorry to the Nathan Carroll contingent. With 41 laps to go, that is going to be all she wrote for the 63, no doubt.
All over the back of that 199. Still trying to find a way through. Gonna make a big dive to the bottom.
Yeah, he sent it in there. Had a little room to work with and took it all. Mall up to 7th. Well, here on lap 62, Justin Michael is nursing a quarter of a second lead over Jared Wishon. We'll do a little chasers through the field. Justin Michael leading, Jared Wishon in second, James Lehman is in third. Scott Patton runs in the 5th position. Greg Mall is in 7th. Rob Haynes in the 8th position. Ryan Nardone runs in the 11th. Kyle Stewart is battling for 14th at the moment. Jack Watts is running in 17th. Dakota Floyd back in 20th with crash damage. And Nathan Carroll, of course, looking to be out of the race in the 29th position. And I believe those were all the chasers, unless I missed somebody. Did I say Billy Baumgartner in 22nd? I can't remember. Looking at the lines, I mean, Wishon is, just a crack higher up the track than Michael. He is closing this gap. But still a pit stop to go.
Mentioning pit stops, we should be seeing them relatively soon, probably within the next 5 laps or so.
I feel like there may be an issue for Rod Mitten. I've seen his truck being passed multiple times in the last couple of laps. He's back there in the 23rd position, but still rolling. Rob Haynes under fire here from Brandon Groover. And Groover might be able to complete this pass out of 2. Not quite. Haynes going to fight back. Heath Smith to the outside of James Lehman.
Here comes Lehman to the pits.
Oh, he is way too hot. Way too hot.
Oh.
There is no chance he made pit road speed. We'll have to wait and see. If he got that down, I would be absolutely shocked. Tyler Granat and David Rigsby also pitting on this lap. We'll see how quickly this is going to cascade up the field. There's Justin Michael in. Michael flirting with the commitment line on the way in. We'll have to wait and see if he gets a penalty.
And Lehman, as close as he was, no penalties.
Well, that is absolutely shocking. You can't get more than that. So, big ups to Lehman on the aggressive entry. Tyler Granat off pit road, so is David Rigsby with no issues. Michael, the only driver to pit this time, but now here comes Jared Wishon and Scott Patton. They'll bring in Jack Watson, Kyle Stewart, Parker Donaldson as well. Michael off pit road with no issues.
That's going to leave the lead in the hands of Heath Smith. Gino Morrow and Greg Mall fighting for that second position now.
Mall on a nice late run charge here. As Ryan Nardone, Joshua Fracker in as well. Seeing a lot of 43 and 44 second total pit times. Justin Michael in and out in 41 and a half seconds. And that is what wins your races. Here comes Heath Smith, Gino Morrow. Whoa. Morrow was looking pretty hot there. Luckily he didn't bury it into the back of Heath Smith. Brennan Groover, Matt Sisler, Dakota Floyd in this time as well. And as of now, Justin Michael has the lead over James Lehman and Jared Wishon. Out in front of Lehman by 0.8 of a second. Leads Wishon by 3.5 seconds. Here comes Maul and Haynes. Alex Allen, Trent Drum in as well. It gives the race lead over to Omar Rodriguez Jr. And Rodriguez is going to try and fly it on the pit road here. Well, for as hot as he was there for a second, that was a pretty controlled entry, actually. So, nice job for the 85. Aiden Young is now the race leader. First time we've seen him in a number of weeks here in Max V. To the battle for what will be the lead. It's currently for 6, Justin Michael and James Lehman. By a quarter of a second. Jared Wishon has closed in on these two, but he's still 2.5 seconds back.
Yeah, crazy how powerful the undercut can be. Going from 0.2 to 2 seconds.
And Justin Michael can save himself, 2 laps on the back end to fight off the advantage that Jared Wishon has. Michael's crazy good at the tire save, even with the changing track conditions that are present. This race started at 86 degrees track temperature, only up to 91. It's not quite as dramatic of a swing as we were expecting. But it could still get pretty hot here with 24 to go at the line. Matt
You
Ronald,
talk about Justin Michael saving, but Lehman is all over the bumper of the 87 looking for that lead.
Yeah, Lehman's not going to save. Never does. Never will. Here he goes.
Lehman way up the track.
Seeing a lot of smoke. Somebody must have had some problems trying to get down to pit road speed. But we're still green. Billy Bumgarner, Rod Midden are in. That only leaves Aiden Young out on the track. But have yet to make a pit stop. You can see how much slower Young is on these older tires comparatively. And here comes Aiden Young. So as Young pits, here comes Justin Michael and James Lehman. Jared Wishon still advancing, but a little bit slower now. Back to 2 seconds. Wishon's attention may very well be drawn to Scott Patton, who only rides half a second behind. Those two have about 3.5 seconds back to Gino Morrow in fifth, so nothing really to worry about from the 71 truck for now. James Lehman is watching Justin Michael sort of drive away now with 21 laps to go.
Wishon and Patton sitting on the same age tires. Meanwhile, Lehman 2 laps older. Justin Michael only 1 lap older than Wishon and Patton. So this gap definitely closing down some.
Yes, indeed. Wishon. Gap now down to 1.8 seconds with Lehman in between. It's got to be a crazy feeling for Jared Wishon if he gets second again to Justin Michael.
I fully understand that consistent P2 feeling.
Yeah, no kidding. Looking a little bit further back, Ryan Nardone trying to take away the 10th position from Tyler Granat. And he will do just that as Granat and Fracker get awfully close to one another there for 11th. Nardone, a chaser, rocking that red spoiler up into the top 10 now. Not a whole lot of chasers in the top 10. I think only half of them. Michael Lehman, Wishon, Pat in the top 4. Maul in 7th, and then Nardone in 10th. Jack Watts has had a great recovery, up to 14th after being involved in 2 cautions. Dakota Floyd has overcome some damage. But the defending series champion really has not cracked the top 15 all night. Running in 16th at the moment. Billy Bumgardner on fresher tires than a lot of the drivers in front of him. We'll see if he can make some moves. He's up to 20th now and still charging. And Rob Haynes never left pit road after his pit stop. So he's back at 28th. Nathan Carroll out of the race in 29th. And there's Kyle Stewart, a lap down in front of James Lehman. Stewart runs into the 25th position. And while Stewart is probably helping and hurting James Lehman just a little bit, Jared Wishon is closing in. And he'll try and have a go here for second. Bill Paradise doing good to stay out of the way as Wishon continues to close. He will make the move for second.
Wishon definitely knows that he cannot wait around, closing in on 10 to go.
Sort of rolled out of it there. Lehman takes the spot back. Oh, we've got a problem. Joshua Fracker is off in the grass, and the tri-oval brings it back onto the track. I think he's going fast enough. We should stay green, but Fracker now going to slide nearly out of the top 20 as he tries to get it back up to speed. And in fact, he's just going to stay slow down on the apron. We saw Fracker battling close, and oh my goodness, that could have been an absolute disaster for Ryan Nardone. Fracker gets hooked into Nardone and spins it out by himself. So Nardone with a lucky escape comes away with 10th. With some space back to Omar Rodriguez. Wishon going to have another go here at James Lehman.
Meanwhile, Lehman paving the way for Justin Michael to extend his lead even further.
Certainly 2.25 seconds up front. It's all Justin Michael with 10 to go. Wishon down low, Lehman up high, and this time Wishon will power through, slide up with an inch to spare, and chomp the nose of the 50 of Lehman, who will try and rally back here on the inside. Lehman up, wiggling up the track, and it's good enough for Wishon to hang on from the outside. Wishon 2.5 seconds back with 9 laps to go, and I would imagine he used up the last of the good on those tires. And the caution is out. Ryan Nardone from the top 10 is around. Oh, goodness. Well, it's not over. We were just talking about how he was out on his own after a little dust up there with Joshua Fracker. I mean, this truck is destroyed. It looks like he's going to put his left side tires down on the apron, and it's going to get out. Yeah. Those left sides down on the flat. You don't think of that a whole lot in the 1.5 mile tracks. That's more of a thing you think about at Daytona. But, I mean, that thing just went straight around on him. I don't know why everything has not been cooperative tonight, so doing a lot of rewinding when I really shouldn't have to be doing that. It's pretty annoying. Here we go. This classic 10,000 RPMs as well. I mean, that thing just snapped out from underneath of him. And I think that qualifies as a commentator curse. Just said he was having a nice run out on his own island, and that thing is destroyed. Well, now what? Let's find out. Justin Michael is in. Everybody is in except for Brandon Groover and Aiden Young. Groover's a Hail Mary. Young was in not that long ago. This is going to be interesting. We'll see who's going to take 2, who is going to take 4. You know, this isn't race 5 overtime, but there certainly are some championship implications here.
Wishon gonna take 2.
Wishon's going for it. Michael is still on pit road. He is going to come out 6th overall. That's 4th off of pit road. 2 tires for 3 drivers, Jared Wishon, Gino Morrow, and Greg Mall. Michael and Lehman and Patton with 4. Rodriguez and Howland out inside the top 10. I would imagine they took 2 as well, as they've gained a couple of positions. Oh, boy. When have we seen this go wrong? A late race caution at 1.5 miles, mixing up the strategy. Couldn't be our last 2.5 mile races in a row, right?
No.
Oh, dear. You see Joshua Fracker out here. He is going to get the wave around, and I believe that will put him now to maybe just 1 lap down. No, it'll put him 2 laps down. Brad Slagle also will get a wave around, and that is going to put him still 8 laps down, I believe. Well, how about this for numbers? Brandon Groover, even though he had missed a chunk of the races this season, still in contention for a chase spot last week at Richmond. Didn't come away with the spot, obviously. Aiden Young in the 069, only his 3rd start of the season tonight. Hasn't started a race since Pocono, which was race 2. This is race 16. We'll see what he's got. Older tires for Groover than Young. Young on the outside. Wishon, Morrow, and Mall on 2 tires. And then Michael and Lehman on 4 tires with 5 laps to go. It is going to be a mess.
Starting on the bottom is definitely the place Wishon wants to be. The outside does stack up.
Young does not fire at all. Wishon has his choice of lane as Young is going to get shuffled out. They're going to fan out 3 wide. Wishon to 2nd. Sneaks to the inside of Groover, who can't hold the bottom. Here's Greg Mall now. Mall thinking about going up the middle 3, but is going to stick it to the outside now. Is going to force Groover up the track. As James Lehman on 4 tires underneath the Wishon.
Oh, Justin Michael snaking back and forth behind Groover.
Lehman the leader with 4 to go. Is big shot there. Huge crash. And Alex Howland and Rod Mitten. That looked like it hurt. We are going to overtime. So, Mitten moving down the track as Smith is moving up the track. And do not tell me again. No, I think those two might have actually touched. I thought I saw a little daylight in there, but with a better look at it, that one is at least close. The other 3 have been egregious. Mitten nearly upside down. And, I mean, nowhere for Howland to go. Howland did all that he could do to try and keep the throttle pinned and hope that some daylight was going to open up to the outside, but that was not the case.
Boy, oh boy, not what Wishon wanted to see.
No, Wishon needed that to go green. Lehman, I think, had him. We were about to find out how much Patton and Michael had him as well. Mall going to be a big loser here as well. Was making a move for the lead and all of a sudden got shuffled back to 6th. Still behind Brandon Groover. How about Omar Rodriguez? Up here in 7th. He's been kind of floating around the top 10 all night. Here he is. Gino Morrow, Tyler Granat, Matt Sissler are going to be the top 10 here for this restart headed to overtime. Joshua Fracker going to get another lap back. You know, honestly, never say never. He'll be back in the lead lap. Charlie did it from 5 down. Why can't Joshua do it from 2 down?
I mean, anything is possible at this point.
To point out as well, Aiden Young did come down and just get some tires. So Young should restart in the 19th position. 3 attempts at overtime, you never know. I don't think Jared Wishon is going to have to worry about finishing second.
I don't think you are too far off on that.
He's a wheelman. We've seen him wheel and deal. If ever there was a place to wheel and deal, Las Vegas is it. Here under the desert morning sun, track temperature has gone back down. I don't think this quite had the intended effect that the admin team was hoping for. It sure looks great, though. We are coming to our first of a potential 3 overtimes here at Las Vegas. James Lehman on 4 fresh tires has control of this race. Jared Wishon on 2 tires. Now will line up to his outside. Patton on 4, Michael on 4, on row number 2. Maul on 2, Groover on old tires. They start on row 3. Rodriguez, Morrow, Granat, and Sisler, the top 10. Chasers, Billy Bumgardner, Jack Watts, 12th and 14th, respectively. Dakota Floyd, the reigning series champion, back in 15th, with some work to do. And potentially some places to be gained in the chaos here. Overtime at Las Vegas in the Max V chase. Lehman fires. We're underway. Wishon does not get rolling. It's going to pin Justin Michael behind. As Michael tries to get to the inside of Wishon as Patton gets to second.
Wishon not able to shut the door on Michael. He's going to get shuffled all the way back to 4th.
Michael opened his own door there down low, slides up, takes 3rd. And Wishon is off the podium just like that. Can Patton try and steal a win here from James Lehman? Haven't called out the 46 much at all this evening. Coming to the white flag. This race is official. Lehman versus Patton versus Michael. Setting up for a duel in the desert once again. Big pocket of air for the 87 to try and steal something here. Patton to the outside of Lehman. Michael with a run. Where can he take it? He'll take it to the bottom. Teammates 3 wide for the win. Door to door to door. Michael up into Lehman. Shuffles Patton out. Drag race to the line, and it goes to Justin Michael from 3rd to 1st. Wishon steals another podium in the calamity as Patton gets shuffled back to 4th. Oh, baby. It's Michael's 6th win of the season, and I can tell you that one is not going to sit well with Lehman and Patton. But that's racing for the win in Max V, baby. He won the stage. He led the most laps. He's won the race. Justin Michael firmly in control of the points, headed into Auto Club next week and burning it down for the 6th time this season. Waiting for the motor. Hey, you can see the gray smoke already coming out. That motor is, there it goes. All right, we got to take a look at it. What a final lap, first of all. I'm glad I clued myself into it as well. Usually I kind of make a fool out of myself on those. Lehman the leader. Patton, I mean, we hadn't talked about Patton much at all after getting net-coded out of the battle for the top 5 in the stage. But here he is at the end of this one after rallying back. And then Michael takes the big run to the inside. And let's go far chase here. It's going to tell a little bit of a better story. I mean, Lehman is on Patton's door. And it's almost like Michael, it's like the arrow pole that you get in the ARCA car. Michael's car is just, or his truck is just riding, and all of a sudden it just gets sucked into the side of Lehman's 50 truck. Lehman able to hold it straight. Patton is not. He bounces it off the wall hard. And is just barely going to hang on to 4th as Morrow swoops to the outside there at the end. And you can see a big shot there for Lehman to Justin Michael after the checkers are out. So lots to discuss after a very interesting overtime finish here in Las Vegas. Let's go ahead and give you the full finishing rundown, though. It's a night with a lot of championship implications just went down here in the desert. With the win, it's Justin Michael, James Lehman in second, Jared Wishon again in third. That's his 5th consecutive podium. We'll talk to these 3 in just a second. 4th place for Scott Patton, Gino Morrow in 5th. It's Matt Sisler in 6th. Greg Ball in the 7th position, 8th for Tyler Granat, Matt Rodolasso, and Omar Rodriguez Jr. will sneak into the top 10 tonight. Dakota Floyd was 11th was the highest he ran at any point tonight, and that is exactly where he's going to finish. So congrats to him on overcoming. Jack Watts will finish in 12th, Chris Surgeon in 13th, Billy Baumgartner in 14th, Aiden Young on fresh tires there at the end will make it up to 15th, Heath Smith 16th, David Rigsby in 17th, Brandon Groover, Trent Drum, and Rod Mitten the top 20. 21st for Joshua Fracker. And then drivers not on the lead lap, Kyle Stewart in 22nd, Parker Donaldson 23rd, Will Paradise 24th, and then DNFs from here on out, Alex Howland in the 25th position, 26th for Brad Slagle. Ryan Nardone, 27th. Rob Haynes in 28th. Nathan Carroll, Logan Murray, the top 30. 31st for Greg Parmalee. And Zachary Groover in 32nd. Mike Milfelt never took to the grid here this evening. Well, we've got 3 drivers that I'm sure have a lot to say, and we will not waste any more time. We'll get your 3rd place finisher in the booth here. 5th consecutive podium for Jared Wishon. As we enter the chase, it's a good points night. I'm sure not quite the finish you were hoping for, but in the mix there late once again.
Yeah, it seems like this is a weekly occurrence now, I guess, but I'm sure it'll end at some point. But I thought we was in a great spot to win it there, and I took 2 to get ahead of those guys, and the 2 stayed out, and I thought restarting 3rd there, we was going to be in a really good spot to win it, and I went down into 3, and it was way looser than I thought it was going to be, and it just kind of opened the door for James to go on through there, and then unlucky with the caution again. It's just, I don't know, maybe one day we'll win in here, but I don't know. It just seems like every time we have a shot, something just happens, and it just don't happen, so I don't know.
I mean, unlucky in pretty much every aspect of what you just described. Lucky, I guess, in that Patton runs afoul of his teammates and you pick up a spot there on the last lap. But regardless, Joshua, what you got?
Man, congrats on yet another podium. Definitely good for points. Walk us through the thought process as you roll down into turn 3 and see them go 3 wide in front of you.
Yeah, I figured there was a chance because of how tight the trucks were, going in that low with, I think, the 86. So I just kind of entered high to get an arc and hopefully have enough momentum if something happened to shoot underneath all of them. But I just got by the 46 there. But, yeah, I was just hoping something happened to maybe sneak a win out. But, yeah, I'll take a 3rd after how the 2-tire call did not go how I thought it would. But, yeah, pretty good points there. I think we were 2nd in the stage and 3rd in the race, so that should be a good day.
And a good spot. How do we feel about Auto Club next week?
Auto Club is probably my least favorite track, and I not looking forward to that one. So I feel like this podium streak will end there, but hopefully we can survive it at least.
Well, we'll look forward to you trying to overcome Auto Club next week. But in the meantime, let's get some shout-outs once again.
As always, I'd just like to thank Diecast fans for being on the truck. Appreciate them being on this year. You guys for putting on the broadcast. It's fun to go back and watch it tomorrow and just see the race from your guys' view and everybody that put the league on. It's been really enjoying my season here. So thanks to everybody that does this.
All right, partner. Thanks for the time. As always, we'll hopefully look forward to talking to you next week.
Thank you.
All right. Let's bring up your runner-up finisher for the second week in a row. A little bit different circumstances here tonight, though. James Lehman will walk away with the runner-up spot. Good to talk to you again at the end of the night. Battling hard there with Justin Michael at the end.
Yeah. It was fun.
Certainly, I mean, you three are going to race each other very, very hard all the time. I mean, it's you v. Scott, and then you got to be cognizant of the fact that Michael is coming with a huge pocket of air now that you two are opening up on the backstretch.
I saw him in the mirror, and then I was watching the mirror the whole time, and in the split second went to go do my entry for the corner. He threw it in there, and I was like, God, I knew I should have threw it down there, but I didn't. And then he just barely slid up. I mean, just not even a foot, slid right up into us. It sucks, but it's what you're gonna get with hard racing, especially because even though we're teammates, we don't give each other an inch. I mean, we don't, and that's why we always race each other so hard. We all race each other the same. We don't, especially in the chase. We're not gonna be giving each other inches. When we do, let's take full advantage of them. So. But other than that, it was good racing, though. I do want to publicly apologize to Zachary Gruber. I raced that guy like a true asshole tonight, and I sincerely apologize for that. I shouldn't have done that. So I raced him a little.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure we caught that on the broadcast, but regardless, Joshua, what you got here for James?
Congrats on the podium, being back up here with us. Qualified third, so we knew you had the pace, but getting EOL, walk us through the thought process and kind of your headspace as you had to come from the back.
I definitely was worried. I had the EOL, and then I also had my drive-through penalty as well. So I knew with the drive-through penalty I was going to go a lap down, but I was lucky enough to be down pit road when that first caution came out. But still having to drive once we went green again. I was in 30th. That was rough. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I had to work my way up to 14th to that stage break, and that was not easy. And that just shows the strength in this field, and and everybody's racecraft, be able to run that hard and clean for most of the time. It's difficult. It's not easy. I mean, I definitely almost broke a sweat. So.
I'm sure you broke a sweat on your green flag pit entry as well. How are you not speeding?
I don't know. That one, I'm not going to lie. I was like, yep, here we go. I just threw it away. I definitely thought I was going to get caught speeding there. I was coming in hot, but it still wasn't even hot enough because Justin still beat me off of, pit road and everything. That man is he's a wizard when it comes to pitting under green flag conditions. He's very good at it. I was just trying to gain as much time as I could, but yeah, yep. I didn't get a black flag. I was like, all right, I got a chance.
Well, regardless of the circumstances, like you said, it was great racing at the front of it, and congrats on another podium here, especially to start off the chase. Let's get some shout-outs in once again.
Just shout-outs to everybody that came out to race tonight, put on a good show. Everybody that watched it. We love that you guys watch and you guys enjoy this, and thank you to you guys for doing an amazing broadcast for us.
Absolutely, partner. Thanks for the time, as always, and we'll hope to talk to you again next week at Auto Club.
Oh, I'm winning that freaking race, I promise you. All right.
I'm excited to see that. Justin Michael back up in the booth, winner for the 6th time this season. He's got a couple in a row now. It's big points night to win the stage, lead the most laps, to take the pole as well, and then to win the race. It certainly developed very interestingly in the final 2 restarts. You looked to be in a hole before the final 2 there.
Yeah, we pretty much had that race locked down. That one yellow didn't come out, and then we just got put back there with traffic, and it really screwed us. I didn't think we'd have a shot. I figured it was going to be James, and I even told him that. And he thinks I was just being sarcastic when I said that, but I was being serious. I figured he had it in the bag, and then we get that run down the backstretch, and I just had to go for it. I got a little loose going into 3, and then drifted up, and I feel bad for Scott because we would have had a 1-2-3 finish, but I mean, I had to do what I had to do. So,
I mean, this track it's weird. It seems to be the outlier in the 1.5 miles. You don't see a whole lot. I mean, there are a couple times in panic situations further back in the pack. We saw some 3 and also some 4 wide that didn't end very well. But I mean, at the front of the field, 3 wide is a rarity, especially for 3 drivers that are trying to hold each other as close to the bottom as you possibly can. I mean, there's not a whole lot of room down there.
No, there's not. And like I said, I felt bad for drifting up. I just went in just a touch too hard. But, I mean, man, it was a really good race. It was a really good race. And the finish was great. And I was hoping we could come across 3 wide there. That would have been awesome.
Joshua, what you got?
Congrats on the win. Definitely fun to watch those last couple restarts. Looking at the pit strategies and the calls there, we've seen you take 2 tires before. We've seen you take 4 before. What was the judgment call on that as to why you decided to take 4 over 2?
I knew it was going to be really loose. I figured the guys that took 2, there was no way they were going to be able to hold it, and it seemed like it happened. I think Jared took 2 though, which I was kind of surprised he stayed up there because I know Greg did, and he got real loose, and so. But no, I knew 4 was the way to go the whole time.
I'm sure Toyota is happy to see a 4-tire stop actually work out at the end of a race. Are you tired of having the races on lock and then having to work extra hard to actually get done and win the race? Because I feel like that's about the 3rd time it's happened this season.
It seems like it's what was Richmond last week? Yeah, it was 2 weeks in a row.
At Chicagoland.
Yeah. But Richmond, I got dumped, so it's a little different. But but no, I mean, it's fun driving up through there. And but no, I'd rather I forget the IndyCar driver that said it, but he says he'd rather have a super boring race and be way out front. So sometimes I'd rather do that.
Well, we'll see if we can get one of those locked and loaded for you. I guess it'd probably have to be Auto Club or Homestead. I don't think we're going to get that at Martinsville or Daytona. That's just a guess.
I doubt it.
Let's get some shout-outs once again. 6th win of the season.
Yeah, so before shout-outs, apparently on the YouTube chat last week, I got some haters in there, so big shout-out to those guys. I love it. So I know my guy Dale Earnhardt always had that, so. But no, just everybody out there watching. Hopefully, it was a good race, and you guys, like I said, you always call an awesome race. Hate to see you go here, and I think 4 weeks. So, Scott for painting the awesome truck as always, and yeah, James for putting on the leg, and we'll see you guys next week. And Auto Club should be a really fun race too.
Absolutely, partner. Thanks for the time as always. Go celebrate, and we'll hope to talk to you at the Big 2 Mile.
Thanks, guys.
Man, I miss Auto Club. I know it lives forever at iRacing, but it is gone IRL. No matter what anybody says, never coming back in any capacity. So that's just my opinion, though. Regardless, we'll save all the belly aching for next week because this was a pretty good race here tonight at Las Vegas. Just like he said, Justin Michael had that on lock. All of a sudden, he had the deck stacked against him and pulls it out anyway.
Yeah, definitely. 4 races to go in the chase. Definitely leaves tons of room for moving around and shifting. However, Justin Michael definitely showing his form and what he is capable of. So always a blast being able to be up here in the booth and watch all these guys duke it out, especially tonight, watching them run down into the final corner on the final lap 3 wide.
It's always nice when you can get a good photo finish and a 3 wide finish there for a split second anyway. We'll hope to get Scott Patton back here in the booth next week. He's awfully good on those 2 milers. Been a while since we've talked to him as well. what we've got between now and then, it's the Dirt 200 special tomorrow night from Knoxville, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. We'll hope to see you there for that. Tuesday night, Venom Truck Series rolls into Monza. We'll catch you there without the first chicane at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Daredevil Series next Wednesday night, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time from Legacy, Michigan. And that will bring us around to wherever I just said, Auto Club, next Thursday night at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you to CNC Home Designs, as always, for putting this on. Thanks to everybody that was hanging out with us here tonight. Had a lively bunch there for a while until Nathan Carroll made a swift exit. Zach Magris, Bailey Motichek, Robin Motichek, Charlie Widener was here, Danielle Carroll, AJ Marshall, Hayden Palumbo stopped by, Duke and Luca, Kyle Kabash. We hope to see you back on track here sooner rather than later as well. Race Day Mobile Detailing and Coatings. Real Everton stopped by as well, and Renee Garcia stopped in a little bit later, cheering on Alex Howland as well. So the chat favorites tonight, unfortunately, other than Heath Smith, did not fare very well. Where did Heath Smith end up? No, he finished down in 16th. That is not at all how he ran. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. But appreciate everybody that was hanging out with us here tonight. We'll hope to get you back here sometime for some racing action next week. But that's all we got for you here tonight. On behalf of Mr. Joshua Motichek, until we meet again, I'm Tommy Cook, saying so long from Las Vegas Motor Speedway, where Justin Michael takes his 6th victory of the season. Have a good night, everybody. This has been a live broadcast on Turn 200. Be sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified of when we go live next. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.